What's up, Transformers fans? This is Stan Simmons, and in today's video, yes, this is it. This is the spoiler review for the Bumblebee movie. So yeah, I went to watch it today, and oh my god, it is amazing. I'll tell you this now, it's wow. It's really, really good, this film is. It's very different to the other Transformers films, and this is like the film that the fans have been really asking for, and it's really pretty good. It's really good. So, before I get into it, I'll let us to let you know, it is going to be a full-on spoiler review, you know. So, if you don't want to know anything from the film, I'm going to discuss about, leave the video now, and then when you do see the film, come back here and see, well, watch this as well and give your own thoughts about the film. So, okay, are you guys gone? So, for ones who have stayed, let's get into the spoilers then. So, let's start off with the beginning. So, we jumped to Cybertron, and on the scene we see a bunch of Decepticons taking on a group of Autobots. So in the scene you start off seeing Ratchet, RC, Wheeljack, also Ironhide's there, and the Autobot, I think it's Brawn, yeah, he's there. And they look like they're about to get outnumbered, but then luckily Optimus comes in and saves them all. You know, takes out the bunch of the Decepticons. And then next he said about where's B127. And then we see Bumblebee. So, yeah, first off, Optimus calls him that. So, it looks like his actual name is not Bumblebee. But, okay, that's a bit of a strange one. But we see him coming in his Cybertronian car mode, taking on a bunch of Decepticons. And we hear him talk, and it's pretty amazing what Bumblebee says in the beginning. And it's pretty cool. But then next we see Soundwave and is bringing the soldiers to move forward against them. So Optimus calls them to retreat. And then we see Shockwave when he says, stop them from trying to get off the planet. You know, he orders the Decepticons for that. But then we see some Autobots getting into now they're like in pods, from an escape pod, but they're like mini ship pods. So they go into that. But Optimus before he sends Bumblebee into one of them, he says, I have a special mission for you. So he tells him, we need a base of operations. So he says, I found this planet, Earth. We need to build a base of operation there to regroup the Autobots, saying about, get there and then let us know, and then signals us so we can come to Earth. And he also did say, make sure you protect the people and all that. So Big is onto the thing. But then the Seekers, and all the Seekers there. So, Starscream was there, yeah. Skywhoop and Thundercracker. Now, there was a lot of Seekers, so I wasn't pretty sure was it those three attacking. But the three of them attack where the ship pods are, and they do destroy it. But luckily, some of the ships escape. Optimus, he stays behind just to give some time to get off, and that's the last thing you see of him. But then we see B gone off the planet, and then we jump to Earth. So we jump to 1987, so where's the film take place. And we see John Cere's character, who his first name now, in front of his name is Jack Burns, but you can say Angel Burns, but whatever you want. And he's doing a training with some soldiers, you know, to train in combat. Well, it was like one of those ones, like they surprise the enemy, so there was like giving them a training to make sure to be aware your enemies could be anywhere. But then B crashes down nearby them, and Agent Burns thinks like B is a threat, so B makes a run for it. And obviously he scans his first vehicle out, and B is getting chased by the soldiers and Agent Burns, so he's in chasing the forest. Then he gets close to an underground mine entrance, and they cut him off, and they're about to attack him, and B tells him, like, you don't want to do this, I'm not a threat, you know, like that kind of thing. But then Blisswing comes in and attacks them all, really. Then he goes after Bumblebee, has some fights with him. And the fight is really good there, it is pretty good one. So they have a bit of a punch and all that. Even Blisswing grabs B and kind of like drags him through the up the mountain, really, or hill, whatever we call it. Gets him up top, and then Blisswing gets him down eventually, and Blisswing demands to ask him, like, where are the other Autobots? And B's like, I won't tell you. I won't talk, and Blitzwing just creates, like, a knife thing and pulls his voice box out. So, yeah, that's how B loses his voice in this universe. But then, luckily, he drops B, but luckily B's not too much damage. But then Blitzwing, like, he's preparing to kill him, but then B grabs one of his missiles, places to him, and kills him. So, yeah, Blitzwing gets killed in the beginning of the film. But then, luckily, B escapes, and, well, Agent Burns, he sees him, and he's like, kind of like he's planning to try to get payback on him, or gonna find B. So, the damage B gets is like the memory loss, so he's about to lose his memory, and he's going to shutdown mode. And luckily, before he goes into shutdown mode, he scans his a second vehicle mode. That's the VW Bug, so these G1 vehicles. So he does that, and that's what we see of Bumblebee for now. Next, we jump to Charlie. Her waking up and doing her routine thing, and we also see that her mom, and also we learned before, like, she's supposed to be with her new boyfriend, so yeah, you see them, and also the little brother. And then she heads off to work, really, so she works at a, kind of like a carnival fair thing. And, well, obviously before then, she says about, I would love a car, for my birthday, because it's tomorrow, but it's going nowhere with that. But to her job is like, she's just doing her routine job thing, and we also get introduced to the lad character, Mo, I think his name is. He's Mamo, so we get to see him, and he's like he's like a guy who's tried to ask her out, but never got the chance to. But then sadly, when part of her work, she accidentally bumps to a guy and spills drinks, and there's like some other girl kids and all, well, teenage and all that, and it's like she's not the popular to them. But then after her shift, she goes to her uncle's glass working place. I think it's the uncle, yeah. I believe it's her uncle. Well, a relative. Because what she's trying to do is she's trying to find some parts, because she's trying to fix a car that's at her house. So she's come to, well, obviously find some parts there. And then luckily she finds Bumblebee. But obviously he's in his shutdown mode, and she tries to get the car working, and his radio starts going off. But then, and the next, we jump into space by Saturn's one of the moons, and we see Decepticons shatter and dropkick, and we see Click Jumper there, and he's got his one arm missing, and the both of them and Shatter and Dropkick are asking, where is Optimus Prime, where are the others, and he's like, and Click Jumper was like, he was not going to tell him. But then Shatter gets a communication from B's noise, and is like, I found it, then he's on Earth. And then we Click Jumper, well, sadly, Dropkick with his knife cuts him in half. So yeah, the identical to Bumblebee is dead. So yeah, Click Jumper dies, so that's sad on that part. And then after that, Shatter and Dropkick like start to travel to Earth. Now, also with it, what else happened after that? It was a bit, so I'm trying to think about it. That was it. So obviously she couldn't get the car working, back to Charlie, and sadly it doesn't happen, so it doesn't go well on that one. But then later on, she does get the car eventually. She comes back the next day on her birthday. So with that part, yeah, she wakes up for the next day, for her birthday, and and then she decides, as I said, like going to get the car. So yeah, she gets Bumblebee and she takes him home. Now we're back with Sector 7. They obviously they're trying to figure out what happened there, with the bee and everything. So that goes on in the part of the film. Now I just want to bring up quick. You have to excuse me if I'm missing some bits out. So sorry about that, but it was a big film. It was a good film, so I'm doing my best to recap what happened. So anyway, after when Charlie gets her getting back home, then B fully awakes and she gets introduced to him by the first time. Well, they are introduced the first time to one another, and she's like, "Who are you?" You know, and all that. And obviously, we see that B, yeah, he's lost his memory. He's got no voice, and also as well, we see when she also says to him, "You sound like a little Bumblebee," and she goes like, "I'm gonna call you Bumblebee," so that's how he got his name. So after that part, we see Shatter Dropkick. They arrive on Earth and they get their vehicle modes. Now, only the car vehicle modes, and they're on the way to find Bumblebee. So they find out his location where he landed. Then when it came to Sector 7, they discovered they picked up that those two the Zernicons are there, and I'm like, alright, let's find them and learn something from them. Now, we get introduced to another Sector 7 guy with the it's the dude with the glasses, and it's, if I'm trying to remember his name, it's Dr. That's it, Dr. Powell. It's Powell. So yeah, we get introduced to him, saying about it's best we communicate with them. So they're like, all right, let's go and find them. Now we're back home in the next morning, really, when she's about to go and see Bumblebee, and she notices that he's gone. But then she finds out that it's her mom that's driving Bumblebee, because in the film that her mom is a nurse, so she took and what it was, they got a dog as well, and she was taking the dog to the vet. But obviously because Charlie knows B's the alien, and she doesn't want him to get caught, so she was on her way to get to B, and look at it, she does. And then she gets mom out of just saying, let me just go and drive with him now. Then we come to a scene with B and her at the beach, you know, when she's talking about it's best for you to stay hidden, you know, we don't, because if you get caught, the humans are going to experiment on you and all that. Now with it as well, she trains them about like what to do if a human comes by, so they do that. And it's pretty cool, amazing scene. It's really a funny one. Now, there's a bit when Sector 7 gets to meet up with Shatter Dropkick. So when Shatter Dropkick, after they scan the flying vehicle modes, they come up to the humans, and Shatter goes like, I've got a plan what to do here. So she goes on, so the plan was pretend to be good guys in front of the humans. So it was like, we're from this planet, we're from another world, we have this criminal, that's Bumblebee. And they get Sector 7 and Agent Burns to believe that they're the good guys and B's not. So they fool them. Then next we jump to excuse me. So we get some more scenes with the Bumblebee, you know, B and Charlie in the forest. Then she notices that there's something wrong with him, so she tries to fix him, and then he gets a message when Optimus is saying about the war still on and all that, and she starts to see more that it looks like you're part of the war and you're hiding from something, and B, sadly, still can't remember, so that's problem with him. Now, when it comes to the with those two, they go back home, and she says about, let's see if I can give you a new radio saying, you know, for the car. So she does that, and she says about maybe the radio can help you say what you're feeling. So they do that, and it is pretty funny, that bit it is. Now with this, well, later on, B plays some film, so he watches The Breakfast Club first. But then he pulls a tape, and he looks like from Charlie's past. And you see her that, in the film, you notice that she used to be a diver, she was. Like, one of those tournament diver people, like they dive in the water, in the pool. And it was with her dad, who was around. And she gets pretty angry about that, but she goes like, then she explains to B that, me dad, on the day that one was taken, my dad died of a heart attack, so her dad died. So it's sad. But then the lad who has a crush on Charlie, I mean, he goes around and then he sees Bumblebee, so he gets introduced to Bumblebee, but he's shocked first, but then he's okay, so he's like, well. Now when it comes back to Sector 7, we see Shatter and Dropkick. They get introduced to Sector 7, and they're saying about, let's communicate our technologies together so we can try and find Bumblebee. So they do that. That's what they the two of the Zernicons do. Then we see with B, Charlie and the lad, they go on a drive together, And they go by this one place where some random kids are, and it's also got the kids there from earlier. And one of them goes like, "Oh, I recognise you. You used to be a diver, you were." And he was saying about, "Come on, I dare you to do a dive for me." So he does it, but sadly, she doesn't. So they go off, and one of the mean girls who was in the film earlier as well, she got mean to her, and the lad was like, "Would you like to get revenge?" So what they do is they go to the girl's house and they try and teach B like to throw toilet roll, and that doesn't end up good. And then about throwing eggs at the car. So what B really does is he grabs a bunch, like 2 boxes of eggs, smash them together and roll them all the car, and then he smashes the car. So didn't go as planned. So that did not go well, and they make a run for it. They do. So that was not a good thing. But then we see back at the Decepticons, they're using the human technology, and they're going like, "Wow, this is amazing." They're combining their technology with ours, and all that. And really, they broke around with Sector 7. They were going like, once they've done catching Bumblebee, you have the permission to kill them. So looks like they're going to betray the 2 Decepticons anyway. So that was a big plan. Now, when Charlie goes to work, B is stuck at home, and he gets introduced to the dog again. So he sees him before, but he sees him this pod again. And B gets a memory back a little bit, like when his mask comes on, and he's like, "Whoa." So he sort of gets surprised, and I think he starts to realise what the mask does. And he enters to the house, and he wrecks the house, he does. Now, he notices that a plug hole, so he notices what is that, and he creates like a mini line thing, and when he jabs in it, it gets electrocuted, and then you see green lines, and you're like, what is that? But then it turns out it's like a thing to send to the Decepticons so they know where he is, and they get his location, so it's like, right, let's go and get him. But then when Charlie and the lad get back, well, when they come to the house, because the lad calls her up saying something's going on in the house, there's something wrong with B, and, well, B's doing something in the house, and then they know his house is destroyed and doesn't look well. Then the mother and the son come back, Charlie's mum and son, and the mother's like shocked, like what the hell's going on and all that, and then she's about, I had to head up, and she goes like, "No, I've had enough of all this, you're not happy lately and all that." And she actually admits to her mother saying, "Look, you're happy for moving on with this bloke, and I'm not. I'm still sad about my father's death." And she really goes, Charlie, so she walks out. Then she goes on the drive along with the lad and B. But then Sector 7 find them, and they stop them first, but then B grabs Charlie, and they make a run. But then Shatter and Dropkick come by, and they take B out, and at first they're like wondering why he's not fighting, but obviously they don't realise he has his memory lost. But Charlie tries to save him from them, but then Sector 7 uses these kind of electric-y gun things, so they stun him down in a way. But then Sector 7 and the Decepticons have got B, and then she's got sent back home, and Agent Burns explains to the mom and the stepdad, saying about, she's still a classified, like a project thing, but obviously we know he's lying, and she knows, but her mom won't believe it. So she goes back to her room, but then she's like, she gets sent to her room with it, but then she plans like, "No, I'm not going to stand by for this to happen. I'm going to go and save B." So she goes and gets the lad, but then the brother notices she's about to do something, and she says, "Look, if I tell you a secret, don't say anything to mom and dad." So obviously she tells him about B, but that's what happens. Then when it comes to first, before I get to the other bit, she explains to the lad like, "Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna find B, get to him, and get him out." So that's what they do, and she orders her brother to say, "I'm sick," and obviously it throws the parents off. So when it comes back to the Sector 7 base, we see B all chained up, and the 2 Decepticons, Shatter and Dropkick, asking about where is Optimus and the group, and obviously because B can't talk, so I'm like, why won't they don't know why they won't say anything, but they do give him a beating. And even that Dr. Powwow is there. But then they activate the message from B, and they learn that Optimus is coming to Earth with the other bots. And also, because the 2 Decepticons tell Sector 7 that they are Decepticons, but obviously Burns earlier goes like, Decepticons doesn't sound like a good name, you know, like that. But then when Optimus says about we got to protect this Earth from the Decepticons and all that, we must protect Earth. After the message is done, only Dr. Powell knows that, oh my god, we've been warned all this time with these two. So he tries to warn Agent Burns, but then sadly, he does warn him in time, but sadly, Dropkick kills him by using his, like, it's like a cannon blast, but then when he activates, it's like he turns the bloke into jetty, like, blast everywhere. So, yeah, he dies. But Dropkick did do that earlier as well to a human when he first sees a human. So, yeah, that was his second human kill. But then, sadly, they give B injured, so he goes down. And when obviously shot Charlie and the lad, they do get to him eventually when that all happens. But then, after the two Decepticons are gone, they notice B's not awake, he's shut down, or, well, like that. Charlie tries to use the electric guns to bring him back, but luckily, he comes back. But then Agent Burns and the team come by and they blast the door open. And then they get the two kids, like, back off, because obviously he thinks B's an enemy, and then they get him down, and then B, when he's getting his memory restored, he really gets angry and he starts attacking them all. And he gets his cannon gun and starts blasting, he does. But then luckily he stops that, and then B and her, they go off to stop Dropkick and Shatter, because they find out that they're going to use this satellite station to communicate with the Decepticons. So they go there. There's a bit of a chase with Sector 7, but obviously they get away with that. So they get to the site, and B takes on Dropkick first, and then she notices that, looks like there's a device there I can take out off the satellite to stop the communication. So when B is having a fight with Dropkick, but he does end Dropkick, what he does, he gets a chain, and the chain's wrapped up to him, and then pulls the chain, and he gets ripped to pieces and blows up. So he dies. Then she managed to get to the tower, but then Shatter notices her. And then luckily B shoots her down. But before then, Shatter does take on an helicopter with Agent Burns, but B saves him, and, well, he does that. Then B takes on Shatter, and you think like B's about to get killed off, but then he blows this one bit to bring the water, because it's kind of by nearly close to the seaside, so around that be where the boats would be. So it blasts that, and then he gets Shatter killed, because Shatter gets hit by a boat, and then it kind of like squeezes her and blows her up, so she goes. Then B's underwater, but also luckily Charlie gets the device out of the satellite, so that works. And she does the dive in the end, so that's pretty good. She dives in to get Bumblebee. They get out of the water, and then Agent Burns is there, and he goes like, you two better get out of here before my friends come. And he notices that, B was the good guy all along. And then before they leave, Agent Burns goes like, soldier. He does that, and then B does that Breakfast Club thing, so that's pretty cool. But then they get by this, the Red Bridge, I don't know what it's called again, but then Charlie says, like, you gotta go, because really, you got people out there who need you and all that. So she gives her last goodbyes to B. But then before B leaves, he scans another vehicle, and he scans the 2007 car it's not a 2007 car, but it's the first car he has in the beginning of Transformers 1, so he turns into that. Even Charlie gets shocked about that. But then after he's gone, she goes back home, and, you know, she makes it up with her family, and then the lad comes by, and it's like, we're gonna see what happens between us, you know, see if they're gonna get to boyfriend girlfriend kind of thing. But then, before the film ends, we see Optimus, who is on Earth, and apparently there was a bit when B drives off, you see the vehicle, you know, Optimus' vehicle, so I think that was Optimus at the time, I'm not pretty sure, but yeah, his vehicle was in the film, and he goes like, I'm glad you protect the humans, and I'm glad you found this planet. And when he says B127, now at this point B has learned to talk with the radio, and he goes like, my name now is Bumblebee, like that kind of thing. But then we see meteors coming down, so you see 7 meteors, or 7 Autobots are coming down to Earth, so it's like the gang is all getting back together. Then last bit we see Charlie now finally to fix the car up, because we learned that the car was something that her and her first dad were working on, but obviously she didn't carry on because her dad died. But then luckily she gets the car fixed and she goes a drive with it. And then that's the end of the film. So yeah, well, did I say again, the film was amazing. I mean, the story was good. I thought the character wise was good as well, and I love this new kind of thing as well, because you might be thinking, hang on, didn't Optimus come in 2007? Well, I'll get into that more when I do me Easter eggs and this kind of thingy video next after this one's up. So yeah, that's all from this one. So I'm sorry if I've missed some stuff, but this is what I thought to bring up in the video, so there's that. If you have seen the film, leave your comments down below. What do you think of the film? Do you like it? What are you looking forward to the future of this franchise? Because I'm looking forward to that as well. And what was your favourite bits in the film, and character-wise as well? Also, give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Share this out to your friends, so if they want to see some of the other YouTubers videos like me, show them to that. And if they like it, they can subscribe. And if you are new to this channel, this is what I do. I do Transformers and Marvel Cinematic Universe news. I also do the trailers, clips, and then spoiler reviews. The trailers and clips, non-spoiler ones, and then and the spoiler reviews is on the film side of the both. And last but not least, when you see my last Transformers video, me one click here, my channel. Make sure you click the bell so you'll be notified when new videos are up. And you need to see my last Marvel video. So that's it really, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this Bumblebee spoiler review video. Thank you for watching. See you again soon. Peace.